Hello friends, how are you all? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we will learn psychology BA third year. So today we'll learn unit number 1, which says industrial and organizational psychology. First of all, we'll learn summary. Now let's move on with the summary. Industrial psychology is a scientific study of human behavior at work using experiments and observations. It collects facts carefully and organizes data before forming conclusions. It uses tests like intelligence, interest, aptitude, and personality to select the best person for a job. Hugo Munsterberg is called the father of industrial psychology for applying lab results to real life. Worker performance is affected by management, human ability, technology, and economy. But often motivation, perception, and attitude are ignored by managers. Weber supported structured organizations with clear rules and power levels. Industrial or organizational psychologists studied how organization structure impacts employees. This led to practices like teamwork, survey feedback, and participative management. There is now focus on how employees stay engaged, handle stress, and find work meaningful. Industrial psychology studies economic, social, and psychological parts of industries. It also looks at workplace environment, relationships, and mental health. Applications include solving labor issues, avoiding accidents, improving morale, and leadership. It helps in studying efficiency, and managing fatigue and boredom. Industrial or organizational psychology is a new field only about 100 years old. Earlier, people tried to study work behavior without scientific methods. The term industrial psychology was first used by W.L. Bryan in 1904. Bryan encouraged psychologists to study real-life human actions. Ironically, the term appeared in print by typographical mistake. Early developers of this field were W.D. Scott and Hugo Munsterberg. The Hawthorne experiments 1924 showed that workers react positively to attention. These experiments happened at Western Electric's Hawthorne plant in Chicago. Other names linked to industrial or organizational psychology includes Yerkes, Cattell, and Bingham. Though not main contributors, their influence was important due to high positions like APA presidents. Two major early approaches: scientific management and the human relations movement. Today, psychologists combine all theories for a complete view of organizational behavior. Main focus areas now include employee psychology, motivation, training, leadership, and engineering psychology. Modern organizations are becoming flatter with more teamwork and smaller units. Future trends including outsourcing, downsizing, diversity, global workforce, and more focus on HR. Now let's learn some keywords. Scientific management, focus on individual productivity and methods. Bureaucracy, structured rule-based organization. Hawthorne experiments revealed impact of attention on workers' behavior. Outsourcing, hiring outside companies for tasks once done in-house. Now let's learn some short answer questions. Question number 1. Write a short note on the scope of industrial psychology. Answer. Study of workers' behavior at work. It focuses on how employees behave, think, and feel inside an organization. Improves workplace conditions. It studies work environment, teamwork, and relationships to make the workplace better. Helps in solving job problems. It helps in hiring right people, reducing stress, improving training, and increasing work efficiency. Let's move on to question number 2. Trace the coinage and development of the term industrial psychology. Answer. W.L. Bryan first used the term in 1904. He said psychology should not only be in labs but also used to understand people's real actions at work. The word industrial psychology appeared by mistake. It was printed in his speech as a typing error, but the name stayed. Hugo Munsterberg developed it further. He is called the father of industrial psychology because he applied psychology to solve real job and workplace problems. W.D. Scott also helped build this field. He used psychological tests like intelligence and aptitude tests to choose the right people for jobs. The Hawthorne experiments 1924 made it popular. These studies showed that worker attention, feelings, and motivation affect job performance, proving that psychology is very useful in industries. Write a short note on some of the important early contributors to the development to industrial psychology. Answer: W.L. Bryan. He was the first to mention industrial psychology in 1904 and encouraged studying real-life human actions at work. Hugo Munsterberg, known as the father of industrial psychology, he applied lab research to real-world workplace problems. W.D. Scott, he used psychological tests like intelligence aptitude tests to help select best workers for job. Elton Mayo, he led the Hawthorne studies, which showed that giving attention to workers improves their performance. Yerkes, Cattell, and Bingham, they didn't do a major research but influenced the field through their leadership roles in psychology, like being APA presidents. Question number 4. List the 4 non-exclusive emphases contemporary industrial psychologists use in diagnosing and organization's problems. What are the 4 main focus areas that modern industrial psychologists use to understand and solve problems in a company or organization? Employee psychology. This focuses on understanding how employees think and feel at work. It's about figuring out why they act the way they do. If workers feel stressed or unhappy, it can affect their performance. For example, if someone feels overworked, they might lose motivation. Training. This focuses on teaching employees new skills or improving their current ones. Training helps them to do their jobs better and be more efficient. If a company introduces a new software, training programs are used to teach employees how to use it effectively. Employee motivation and leadership. This looks at what motivates employees and how leaders can inspire their teams to do their best work. It's about keeping employees happy and engaged in their tasks. A manager might use rewards like bonuses or praise to motivate workers, making them want to do better. Engineering psychology. This focuses on making work tools and environments safe and easy to use for employees. It's about designing things that improve work efficiency. Designing an office chair that supports your back or creating a machine that's easy to operate. Now, let's summarize the answer. Contemporary industrial psychologists look at how employees think and feel, training them to do better, keeping them motivated and leading them well, making tools and environments better. All of these improves in the organization. Now let's move on to question number 5, which says, briefly discuss the field of industrial psychology in the present times. Focus on employee well-being. Today, industrial psychologists focus a lot on mental health and work-life balance for employees to improve job satisfaction and productivity. Technology and automation. With new technologies, industrial psychologists help companies integrate automation and train employees to work alongside machines. Diverse and inclusion. There is a strong focus on creating inclusive workplaces where employees from diverse backgrounds feel valued and respected. Remote works and virtual teams. Industrial psychologists help companies manage remote work, making sure employees stay engaged, connected, and productive while working from home. Data-driven decision making. Modern industrial psychologists use data analytics to assess employee performance and improve hiring, training, and leadership strategies. These points show how industrial psychology has evolved to meet modern workplace challenges. Now let's move on with the long answer questions. Question number 1. Examine the functions of industrial psychology. Answer: solving workplace problems. Industrial psychologists help companies solve work-related problems like low productivity or employee conflicts. Second point, preventing accidents. They work to reduce workplace accidents by making sure the environment is safe and employees are trained properly. Improving employee morale. They focus on keeping employees happy and motivated, which leads to better work performance and less turnover. Fourth point, creating strong leadership. They help develop good leaders who can guide and manage teams effectively, making the workplace more efficient. Fifth, training and development. Industrial psychologists help in training employees to improve their skills and grow in their careers, benefiting both the individual and the company. These functions help improve workplace efficiency, safety, and employee satisfaction. Question number 2. Discuss the contribution of the scientific management philosophy in the development of modern day industrial psychology. What is the question trying to ask us? It is trying to ask that discuss the contribution of scientific management in industrial psychology, which means how did the scientific management, an old method to improve work, help in creating the new field called industrial or organizational psychology. Now let's learn in 5 easy points. First one is best way to work. Scientific management said, let's find the fastest and easiest way to do every job. This helped industrial psychology learn how to improve work methods. Time check. They studied how long people take to do tasks. Industrial psychologists also do this to make work faster and smoother. Right person for the job. They believed in choosing the most suitable worker for a task. This idea became part of industrial psychologists' way to do job hiring. Training workers. They trained people to do their jobs in the best way. Today, industrial psychology also focuses on employee training. Fifth, measuring performance. They checked if the workers were doing well or not. Industrial psychology also uses this to improve work results. Question number 3. Explain the human relations movement, especially the Hawthorne experiments and its criticisms and contributions. So, in this question, you need to explain the human relations movement, especially the Hawthorne experiments, and also say what were its good points, contributions, and bad points, that is the criticisms. Now, answer. First, human relations movement focused on workers' feelings and emotions at work, said people work better when they feel respected and valued, believed in teamwork and good communication. Hawthorne experiments done at Western Electric Company to study light's effects on workers found that workers improved just because they were being observed, showed that attention and care from managers made workers happier and more productive. Third, contributions helped companies understand the importance of workers' happiness, started the use of HR departments and employee support systems, improved teamwork, communication, and work environment. Criticisms gave too much focus to feelings, ignored real work issues. Experiments were not scientifically strong or perfect, didn't solve practical problems like salary, workload or job design. Question number 4. Discuss the future of industrial psychology as a field. What will happen with industrial or organizational psychology in the coming years? How this field will grow or change? What new things will industrial psychologists do in the future? Or what new jobs or roles will workplace psychologists play in the future to help companies and workers? So the answer says technology will grow. So, industrial psychologists will use tools like AI and software to study workers. Example like checking in if employees are working too much using computer data. Work from home will become normal. So, they will help companies manage remote teams better. Example, helping team work happily from their different cities. Work happily even from different cities. Mental health will be more important, and industrial psychologists will focus on employee happiness and stress. Example, helping people feel calm and focused at work. Diversity and fairness will matter more, so they will help companies treat all people equally. Example, teaching companies not to judge based on gender or religion. Better leaders will be needed, so they will train managers to be kind, smart, and helpful bosses. Example, teaching bosses how to talk nicely and manage teams well. So friends, that is it for today. If you want to watch Unit 2's explanation as well, make sure to like, subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you get a notification whenever I post Unit 2. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day.